Hi, this is Bethany Perry, and I want to go over with you today some pieces of my business and what it is. What is it I exactly do? Now, I train coaches to become coaches, and I train them based on the four pillars of wellness, what I consider to be the four pillars of wellness, and that's brain health, em- emotional, mental health, physical health via nutrition, exercise, and then that connection to the body, so we're not just separated from the body and the mind, and where we really connect to the body, and then we can connect to spirituality. I use the word yoga because sometimes spirituality is a little bit scary to people, or woo woo, or we all have different belief systems, and I'm not trying to get anyone to A, either practice yoga, or B, have any specific belief system. I want to work within the system that you have and hopefully expand it in the way that you would like. So that's a coaching course that I teach. It's very well rounded. In I've been told it's not for the faint of heart, and yet it's powerful for your life and the life of those you love. My first coaching course that I took was it was a neuroscience life coaching course. I had no intention of being a coach. I wanted I wanted to learn what was the content. So that might be what you are desiring. That's one segment of my work, Whole Life Healing Coach. And I fully invite you to come and explore and set up a time to talk to me if it's something that you want to bring into your life. Now, another piece that I do, and this is where I started as a coach, I started in weight loss, and I had lost a brother, which was it was beyond devastating to me. And he suffered from obesity, and he had a massive heart attack. He was working overseas at the time. It was tragic and traumatic for my whole family. I happened to be living in another country, so I came back to the US. I wanted to be close to my family. And in that, I needed work. And I had already taken this coaching course that I never planned on becoming a coach, and thought, you know what, I'm going to become a coach because I want to help people with food. I used to have many conversations with my brother around food and how could he, you know, be as healthy as possible, particularly when he was limited based on where he was living. And not only, like, I've been a foodie my whole life. This has been an interest of mine forever, and I didn't want anybody to have to suffer from obesity. All the things that were an embarrassment and shameful for him, and the things that were he struggled with joint pain, clothes, all of it. And then your loved ones and your health, all of those things. And yet I didn't know about intuitive eating then. It may have existed. I wasn't aware of it. And I just don't believe in diets, because diets work when you're on them, maybe. And why would we assume any one diet when we're all different and we all have different backgrounds? No two of us are the same. Why would we think, first of all, why would we look outside? Maybe we need support, but why would we look outside for someone to tell us what our body needs? Our bodies are smart. We have great wisdom here. We may not know how to access it. So in my private work, whether it's in a group program, I have a rolling group program. It runs for 8 weeks throughout the year, and I blend positive intelligence or mental fitness with emotional eating or intuitive eating or gratuitive eating, any combination thereof. And we really learn to get a handle on, what exactly are we putting in our body and why, and all the pieces of that with the mental fitness. So that's another big piece of what I do. I do that individually, and I do it in groups. Now, another piece over here, and actually up above here, is I have a nonprofit. And anyone that is suffering from PTSD, big T traumas that fall in the umbrella of that and really want support and want help, they are invited to get support through all the coaches that I train, if they want to be a part of it. And I have a physician on board, and I have some therapists on board. So if you ever want to give to Whole Life Healing Coach or Whole Life Healing, sorry, Whole Life Healing Centers.org, you can do that. But then the other section is really my private sector, where I work with a fair amount of CEOs, C-suite employees, and quite a lot of therapists, especially during COVID. Therapists are and coaches, quite honestly. There's been a great demand, right? And I specialize in trauma. Now, trauma plays into all of them. And I'm not just saying big T trauma, like necessarily PTSD, but if something was traumatic to you, it's trauma. And so we weave that knowledge and that wisdom of what trauma is, and we go to your experiences and how they impacted you, so that you can, no matter which program you're in, live a whole life healed. So I invite you to participate in any one, all, or simply this group where I will offer you information freely to help you live that whole life healed in the way that phrase and what it means to you, not what it means to me. It's my favorite part about coaching, is I get to support you in creating the life that you want to live. And I do it in many different ways. And while I will tell you, if you take my coaching course, I will not recommend you do what I do, at least not yet, because you want to begin somewhere, which I did do. And I still do that. But things have grown and blossomed, and while it may be confusing sometimes, my intention is to never confuse, but I have to live my purpose and passion, and that just happens to be a very non-linear manner. So we have Whole Life Healing Collective. That's all the coaches that graduate and me. We have Whole Life Healing Coach. If you want to be a coach, if you want to learn the modalities for yourself. We have my own private practice, which incorporates trauma. We can work with weight loss, no diets though. This is intuitive eating, gratuitive eating, and or someone who is in a higher level in a corporation and wants support with their own personal life and or their business life. There you go. There you have it. There's the whole of Whole Life Healing Collective and Bethany Perry. Thank you for listening. I look forward to talking to you more.